What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast. But today, you know what time it is. Sunday, 11:30, 3 minutes late. Not too bad. But we got Battle Birds podcast. So go ahead and introduce yourselves for the people who are just finding out about BBP.
Yo, that. Y'all know who it is. You know what it is. It's your boy Philly Fresh, a.k.a. The General. Also, a.k.a. a fourth for the Battle Bird podcast. Yes, y'all have a fourth. Got these two guys right here, wherever they at. And also y'all, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by, man. Let's get it.
Steve, Gate City Sports Channel. Hey, look, man. Not a whole lot we can say here other than this better come out as a W. This better be the first post-game that we're talking about a victory. Or they're going to have to take secret, tunnels around Philadelphia. I'm just going to be real. There's just no way you're going to walk out in public. This one's got to be a W. There's no excuse. I'm going to kick that off, and I'll go ahead and roll that one right back on you guys.
Yeah, just to elaborate off that, I mean, there's nothing more we can say. We know what we got to do and not do, and we're still going to get into the intricate parts of what we got to do. But listen, it's a must win. Would I like to win by 20? Of course, just to show some type of resiliency. But I'll take a win by 1 at this point, because we do not know what it feels like in 2020 to do a post-game victory video. And that's unacceptable, especially when you look at our schedule. The first 2 games, the Rams, we're going to see how they handle Buffalo, and the Washington football team came back down to life when they played Arizona. So listen, there's 3 things I'm looking at: Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz, and this defense. I know our receivers got kind of banged up. No Jalen Reagor, who's a big part of this offense. He can do a lot of things from the slot, the Y, the X. We're going to see some J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, which kind of scared of. But listen, the defense, Doug and Carson, I'm looking at you guys to just take one on the chin and ball out. Go ahead, Fresh.
Yeah. This is, I hate to say it, you know what I mean? I said this in the last video I posted, but it's hard for me not to say it. It's a must win. It's not a must win, being as though you're going to make the playoffs or not, you know what I mean? But it's a must win for, first of all, your confidence and the confidence of the city to look at this team. And you just got to win. First of all, it's against a rookie quarterback. Jim Schwartz has been very good against rookie quarterbacks. A lot of people tend to forget that. You know what I mean? I actually think he's undefeated, being a defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles against rookie quarterbacks. So that's something that we got something good to look at. You know what I mean? But rookie quarterbacks have torched us, but we just found a way to come back and make big plays or whatever the case may be. I'm looking for dominance. Like, I understand we're like, well, Fresh, we're a team that just lost to the Washington football team. I don't care about none of that. This team is not good. They do not have a overwhelming position like the Washington football team did against us. So I don't see why you do not beat crap down this team late. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see look at us now, and I don't want to hear when we win this game, oh, it was the Cincinnati. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Both of us 0-2. We both aren't looking good. It is what it is. I need a win, and as this drawing goes on, I'm going to break down how we get this win. You know what I mean? But go ahead, Gate City.
Hey, real quick, before he kicks it off to where we're starting, Eric R., I saw you. What I meant to say was intricate, so I can say the word, but thank you for pointing that out, my guy. And like you said, smash that like button wherever you're watching it, on Philly Fresh channel, Gate City's channel, or the Philly Talk podcast. Make sure you smash that like button. It's a way for the Eagles to maybe see it and feel better to get a W. I'm just kidding, but go ahead. Say what we got to do, the intricate things about.
Listen, this is not going to be an easy victory. It's not, because now you're down Reagor, okay? We caught up Deontay Burnett, who I think he's a good football player. He's not a boundary side X receiver. We know who we're going to be relying on, gentlemen. You two know it. I know it. Everyone in this audience knows it. This is going to be a lot of 12-man with Zach Ertz kind of playing that weird hybrid 11-man that's really 12-man that we play with him kind of playing the boundary side. And then you're going to have to roll with JJ a little bit. And I had, what I saw from JJ, I thought I saw subtle improvements. I kept warning people I wasn't seeing drastic improvements, but I saw some subtle things from JJ's game that I thought were like, okay, like, look, he's showing some positive signs of encouragement here. He hasn't done jack through 2 games, man. I mean, nothing. Some of it is by, it's by design. They just didn't design and scheme enough stuff for him to get him involved. But some of it is he's still not beating his guys. He's not beating them off his route running. And, we've got to see momentum. And let's just talk about Carson, man. That footwork's got to be better, guys. That footwork has got to be better. Like, you can't keep coming out here week after week, not setting your feet right after RPOs, okay? Bouncing around too much, which then causes your footwork to get off because you don't reset because you're bouncing so much, all that nervous energy. And then on top of that, you're overstriding. You guys know I made a video where I broke down what was going on with Wentz's overstriding, what that means. I gave you a really clear example of it in that Rams game to where it was like, dude, what are you doing? He's got to be better, man. He's got to be better. Carson's got to be better. And then let's talk about Doug, and I'll kick it to you guys. Doug and the coaching staff has to be better. When you got a quarterback struggling with his pocket mechanics, what should you do, gentlemen?
Roll him out.
Roll him out. Move the pocket. Move the pocket, Doug. How many times do people have to tell you to move the pocket? I'm trying so bad not to curse, guys. I'm not trying to demonetize my guys up here. So Doug got to do it, bro. I'm tired of hearing it, man. Roll the pocket. We know that you can't roll it every single passing play. We get it. But when you got a quarterback struggling, do the little things that breaks the slump. Like, break the slump, man. You're a quarterback. You know what's going down. Fix it.
Can I intervene real fast? Because I agree with mainly everything that you said. Here is something when I break down tape and I sit there and I look at Carson Wentz and what he did last week. And week 1 against the Washington football team, right? What do we tell him that he needed to do? Get rid of the football faster, right? So, to me, before I say what I'm gonna say, it just feels like Carson's at a lose-lose in every scenario. Because when you look at the situation, we asked him to get the football out. Now, when you break down tape and not just watch the game with all the emotions and everything, and you break down tape, what was he doing, Steve? He was getting the ball out fast. Even though the line was protecting him better than they was in the Washington game. But when you have your coach beating it in your head, get the ball off fast. 1-2 read, get the ball off fast, get the ball off. This is coaching to me. A lot of people want to say, oh, he missed Miles Sanders in the flat. He missed this and he missed that. No, your scheme is supposed to have those first, your hot route, and then your second route open. They're not being open is a scheme and is a coaching problem. So it's making Carson Wentz look worse than what he is. Now, I'm getting on Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had some bad games, 2 bad games, yes. But the more that I dissect and look at plays and really break down tape, yes, I can break down tape, y'all. If y'all ain't know. The way that I'm looking at this, it's looking like this is my read, this is my read. My coach told me when I get to my second read, the ball should be out. And the ball is coming out, and it's like, oh, well, you had this guy over there. Well, I was told not to even look over there. You know what I mean? Coaching just needs to let him do what he did in 2017.
Be Carson.
Now,
just be Carson.
Do Carson. Now, you made a video, Gate City, and you was talking about him checking out of plays. Now, it's only a selected, like, if you play football, you ain't even got to play quarterback to know this. It's only certain things you can do to check out a play. You're only really changing hot routes, or you're only really moving the line slide protection. You're not actually changing a whole play. Only people that really did that was Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? No coach really gives their quarterback that much power to change the whole play. And that, you know how much that will have to do. You would have to. It'll take more than 35 seconds to get everybody set up to change an actual whole play. You know what I mean? So you really, that's not really what's going on. What's going on is that he sees something, so he switches the line protection, or he tells instead of an out route, it might be an in route, something like that. Now, what I'm saying is, for me saying this, I just think you need to let Carson do him. I'm talking about Doug right now. Doug, you went there And what did you do in 2017, 2018 when we won the Super Bowl? You went there, you looked at tape of Nick Foles in 2012, and you said, "Oh, this is when he played his best. Let me utilize that. Let me put this in the game book." But you don't do that for Carson. You don't look at 2017 and say, "Oh, this is what he did best. Let me put this in the game plan." Stop trying to make him a pocket quarterback. I love Carson Wentz, but he ain't that. I know where his highs are and I know where his lows are. Doug, why the hell don't you? You're getting paid to do this. I'm doing this just to have fun and just so people can hear what I'm talking about. Man, listen, Doug, I'm starting to look at Doug more and more. Carson done had some bad games, you know what I mean? But I'm starting to look at Doug more and more. And then I'm hearing about this coaching situation. I think I text y'all about this. The coaching situation, real fast is all right. Everybody, all the new guys that they brought in, they bring their plays to Press Taylor, right? They bring their plays to Press Taylor, and Press Taylor is basically like a Frank Wright to how it was in 2017 to Doug. And they go over the plays, humming Press Taylor, and they throw away whatever play. That needs to stop. The guy, y'all know the guy name. I can't ever say San Giglio, whatever the hell his name is.
I know what you're talking about.
What's his name?
Scangarello.
Yeah, Scangarello. I can't never say dude's name. But anyway, he's only implemented. Do y'all know he's only implemented in a 2-minute drill? Doug said this in the presser.
Yeah,
he's only implemented in a 2-minute drill. Why? This is supposed to be the guy to help Carson Wentz roll out, to help him do other things. Now that can help in a 2-minute drill, but I need him in the other 58 minutes. You know what I mean, man? I'll let y'all go. I'm done ranting.
I agree with you, and I wanted to say, everything flows through Press Taylor, according to Doug, which is kind of scary. Now we do got Zach Taylor versus Press Taylor. You got the passing game coordinator versus his brother, the Bengals head coach. Now, maybe we got the wrong Taylor on our squad, to be honest. I don't know. However, I am worried about Joe Burrow's dropping back in that empty set 5-man. They got guys who can spread the field. We're going to be spread it out. You're going to have Trevor Williams on the field, Crevion, Maddox, Slay, Coleman, everybody. We're going to be as thin as possible. We can't have a cornerback go down because maybe they ramp up that thing. I also want to say, for those who said Miles Sanders should eat, of course, no Mike Daniels, no Geno Atkins, $185 on the ground, and you can say that's a 2-game sample size. Well, let's go back to last year. They were dead last in the NFL against the run the ball. Baker Mayfield looked horrible week 1, and rightfully so, against the Baltimore Ravens defense, and he came out play action, bootlegging, rolling out because Cincinnati will sell out to stop the run. And to you guys talking about Carson Wentz in the pocket and stuff, I agree. I mean, he's antsy. He's pressing. His footwork's bad. It's wide. If you take a shadow of Carson Wentz each time, you're going to think it's 9 different quarterbacks. It's the same quarterback throwing 9 different ways every single time. So he has to get that under the wrap. But as Philly Fresh can say, I want to say, Doug can put him in better situations, of course. But when the throw is there, Carson got to make it, and he just got to be better when it comes to just keeping his composure because 20 off-thrown targets leads the NFL. He leads the NFL in interceptions. That's one thing. That got to be better because a team that don't win the turnover battle normally loses. But the main thing is 20 off-thrown targets can't happen through 2 games. You got to be better than that. But it's a 2-game stretch. I'm not giving up on Carson, but this game is going to show a lot. A whole lot when it comes to Carson and Doug. And it sucks that Jalen Reagor misses the game that we're putting Arthur Marbles on that Doug and Carson combination. But it is what it is. At this point, no excuses. 0-2, 0-2, go get a W.
So let's talk defense for a minute, guys. I'm a little down on Schwartz right now. By a little down, I mean I'm pretty angry with him, to be quite honest, because I don't think he's done enough. I thought he had to have realized at a certain point that, like, look, man, not everything that happened in Washington was my fault, but we didn't perform in the red zone. And if we had just stopped a couple of those drives and held it to field goals, it's a different game. You go in and we watch what happened last week, and we get picked apart, especially the linebackers on tight ends. I mean, it was a complete mismatch. I'm looking at this defense, and I'm wondering at what point do we look at this roster and say to ourselves, our strength is interior. We got 3 guys on the interior, really 4, because I think Hassan Ridgeway can rush the passer too, who can really rush the passer. We need to shake things up. We need to do something that's different. If we're going to go to a base 43, make it confusing for teams, right? Bring a Davion Taylor, bring a Jannard Avery, bring somebody with speed and athleticism, a Casey Tuhl even, as a stand-up joker. So you're really playing at 52. Although you can disguise it as a 43 pre-snap, and then right as you get ready for that snap, you bring that joker down. Now you got, you could take a Fletcher Cox in that game, a Javon Hargraves, a Malik Jackson with the Brandon Graham. You got those power rushers, right? You've got those guys that can completely collapse your pocket one-on-one. And now you got these speed guys that are going to present a problem if they can find a crease, if they can find a way through that line. And let's be real, the Bengals O-line is not great. It's not good at all.
No.
We've got to take advantage of things, man. It feels like to me is that, like, Jim Schwartz isn't a bad coach per se, but he's not creative enough, man. He lacks creativity when he should have, you know what I'm saying? Like, over time with this defense, the players you have, like, you got to start getting creative. And I know that Will Parks is definitely missed right now in that secondary. I get it.
Yes.
Still not an excuse, though, man. Get pressure on these quarterbacks. I'll let y'all take over from there.
No, I just wanted to elaborate real quick, and I'm going to give it to Fresh on what you said about that. And that's what we got to do. A rookie quarterback is coming to play us. We got to disguise things. If you got 2 guys at the line like he's going to blitz, then maybe Joe Burrow sees it, hot routes to a quick slant. He's not blitzing. He's dropping back in coverage, and that's how you get them quick picks. I'm not saying it's going to just fall into our lap like that, but Joe Burrow, a guy who I've seen in watching tape, has get some free communication. He's able to switch things up. The coaching staff allows him to do that even as a rookie. So you go ahead and show blitz. You show blitz. He says, okay, hot route. AJ, whoever's the not the tight end, but the slot receiver, bang, quick slant. And now you drop a guy like Davion Taylor back. You drop a guy even like Nathan Gary, who shouldn't have his eyes in the backfield like he did against the Rams, drops him back. You can do that. You don't have to show blitz and show coverage and coverage. You can do that. It's just keeping true to who you are, but throwing a wrinkle and disguising it. I'm going to play coverage all game, but I'm going to show blitz 15% of the time. Something like that.
Yeah, I've been said this. Stop being Manila. Stop having, especially with this quarterback that we're facing. He is a guy that you can confuse if you do so. He is a guy that is a one-read quarterback. I mean, he's a rookie. That's understandable. But you got to mix things up. You cannot have, I'm in 4-3. This is my base, cover 2, and that's what it is. Now you come on and try to beat us, because as much as I thought that we had the secondary to do that, we don't. I thought we did, but I also, like you said, I feel as though you spent a 3rd round pick on Taylor, right? You spent a 4th round pick on Kayvon. You picked up Bradley. I don't see none of these dudes playing at all. That's another problem. Nathan Gary was barbecue chicken. Nickel Roby Coleman, barbecue chicken. If these dudes come out there and stink it up again, you got to make some decisions. I want to see a Crevion LeBlanc who tweeted on Monday and said, I'm putting in all this work and I don't know why. I will understand that. He's frustrated because he's looking across the field and seeing Nickel Roby Coleman get barbecue chicken, get toasted. And he's sitting there like, come on, man, I'm better than that. Put me in, coach. You have to make these decisions, Mr. Jim Schwartz. You got to make sure that your dudes are prepared. If they're not prepared, sit your behind on the pond. I'm not trying to, it's not about we're paying this guy this, we're paying this guy. It's do or die right now. It's not about this guy needs to play because we drafted him there. And man, cut that.
So Fresh.
If this guy's a better player and he better fits the scheme for this team, for this certain matchup, play him. I don't care who he is. I don't care if the 53rd person that's on the team. You have to play him. Now, what I'm gonna say real fast, and I'm gonna let y'all have it. Man, as I break down tape once again, Brandon Graham was horrible last week. He was one of the main reasons, if not the reasons, why the bootleg worked so much. I'm going to tell y'all why. Hold up, I got you. Brandon Graham, every time they bootleg, he crashed to the running back. Now, I've been a running back on bootlegs, and I know how you feel so good when you get that much attention from a defensive end that's coming towards you, and you like, oh, my quarterback, he about to go eat. You know what I mean? So Brandon Graham and the rest of the defensive ends, I'm gonna tell you why Fletcher Cox, and I'm gonna tell you why Hargrave and Malik Jackson couldn't eat, because y'all dudes didn't get upfield. Y'all crashed in. Y'all let Goff just run around acting like he's Steve Young back there. Go up and go get him. But I'm gonna tell you why they crash so much, because they don't trust the linebackers. Now, if you put in better linebackers that we have, like Taylor and Bradley, maybe they trust the guys to stop the run. See, we look at, oh, well, the run didn't get stopped. That's on the D line. That's really on the linebackers, if you want to really talk about it. When you are matched up, they're matched up with the line. The linebackers are matched up with tight ends and running backs. That's really their job to stop the run. Now, the defensive line sets the tone. That's two different things. Setting the tone and stopping, because I play linebacker also. Setting the tone and stopping the run is two different things. The linebacker should be able to stop the run. Nathan Gary ain't him. He's not stopping the run. And he didn't cover good last week. He should have pulled his behind. What I'm saying is, Jim, if these guys ain't ready to play, or if they getting barbecue chicken, I don't give a damn who it is. You got to pull them. Go ahead, John.
No, and I agree. And I was just going to, because you were talking about Jim Schwartz, I was going to touch Be More Careful's question. So if Joe Burrow carves up this defense, what should happen to Schwartz?
I got to be real with you. I don't think anything's going to happen post-game. Like, it's not like they're going to fire him on the spot or anything. But I do think that we would have to admit there's dysfunction between coaches, front office, and players. And that's not a dysfunction that you just come back from that easily. Like, I felt like at times we thought there was dysfunction, but then Doug and the guys proved us wrong. We need it to be proved wrong again, or else we have to admit we might be coming to a point to where, you know, maybe we do need to shake things up. Maybe Roseman needs to get that axe. Maybe Doug does something. Maybe it's Schwartz. Somebody somewhere has got to go
to create a fire.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen this season unless it really goes off the rails and you're looking at week 12 and we're like, you know what I mean? Like 2-win team, then like, yeah, of course. But, you know, it's easy to feel the momentum of that, but still say like it's premature. You know what I mean? Like it's premature. Even though we got a bunch of guys who have been D coordinators before in that room, man, you're talking about a scheme change in season possibly. You know what I mean? Like, even though it would be a subtle change because these guys are used to running Schwartz's scheme, like, I don't know, guys. I think that's a postseason thing you do.
Yeah. Or a midseason. At the earliest, I can see a midseason we're 1-5, 1-6. And again, you're really getting rid of someone to use as an scapegoat / light a fire to everybody else. If someone like Howie Roseman or Jim Schwartz gets pulled, which I think they would probably do it before Doug. And I'm not saying Doug is the almighty, but I think they're going to respect that Super Bowl win because something that hasn't been done in 60 years is just still something. So that's just my mindset. Will it be my preferred way to go? No, but I want to say this. The people who are killing our pass rush, yes, our pass rush has not been good. Fletcher Cox is not living up to what we know him to be as a couple years ago pass rusher. However, he still is a huge difference maker in the run game. When I broke down that Rams thing, I'm honestly feeling if he wasn't taking a breather, and I said it was Hassan Ridgeway, but it was really Javon Hargrave, my bad. If Fletcher Cox is in there and 79 don't beat him, that 40-yard run don't happen and the momentum don't shift like that, who knows? So he's still a key cog in the run defense. That's not excusing his pass defense. However, so far in 2 weeks, Dwayne Haskins only had to go like 35, 40 yards for a touchdown. No excuse, but he's getting the ball out quick slant. And the only time Jared Goff held the ball was when he was rolling out and the defense was so confused. They went that way. He went this way. So this game is key because Joe Burrows will get the ball out quick on some plays, but he likes to hold the ball because he wants to scramble on third down. I mean, they do design quarterback run, so he will hold the ball. So I'm expecting if our D-line doesn't eat in this game, well, then guess what? The D-line is either trash or our corners are so bad and they play off coverage so much that we're never going to sack a quarterback when he can hike the ball and get it to his first read. Hike the ball, get it to a guy in the flats. Hike the ball, throw it to his tight end. If they're given that much separation, every quarterback in the National Football League will take 3 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. It's an extension of the run. That's why we got to get guys like Slay and Maddox in the passing lane to make Joe Burrow hold the ball 1 more second, 2 more seconds, and our D-line. You can have a Hall of Fame D-line and some really bad corners, and if you play a scheme where you're backing the corners off, well, hike, throw it. Reggie White can't get there in 0.3 in 1 second. He needs at least 3 and need at least 2. So it depends.
Hey guys, something's breaking. Pull up Joey Z's comment, 11:59.
What about J-Jack?
They all were talking about it. I was going to say that. He's hurt or something.
Is he hurt? Because if you're talking to the personnel in Howie, that could be something else.
Or he's fired on game day.
No,
fired on game day.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's not a laugh. It's really not a laugh matter to me. I mean, y'all can laugh, but the only time I seen that it happened to somebody I was close to on the NFL level, and somebody passed. You know what I mean? That's the only time I've really seen something like that. So I'm hoping it's not that.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. If you got someone like Howie Roseman coming out, I mean, what does he know about injury staff?
They're really the guy. They're really the guys to give you that kind of information. Like, especially with the coaches doing everything, attending everybody, in a situation like that. That's the guy to talk to you. I mean, hopefully he is fired and somebody don't die, or hopefully, you know what I mean. But I had seen that before one time. And that's why I was saying, I was reading everybody drawing. I ain't see it. Not came to my phone yet, but who knows?
Nothing
man.
Jeff McClain. If you're on Twitter, Jeff McClain showed the video. So what happened is he's walking. Howie Roseman walks out to him. They discuss a couple words, and they all head back into the locker room. So
all right, well, you gotta send that on to me, Mike. I don't be getting.
There's a number of things that could be going on. It could be a family emergency. It could simply be. It could be simply be they want to have a word with him. Simply put, they might be talking to him like, "Yo, man, we invested highly in you. You know what I'm saying? We invested highly in you. We need you to produce. We need you to show that you can be the next Alshon Jeffrey for this organization." I mean, it could just be laying things out for him. I mean, there's a whole lot that could be going on here. Who knows? I hope. Like Reed said, I hope it's not the worst. That it's something in the family. But I'm pretty sure that we'll hear it reported during the game. If he's not out there, I'm sure at some point it'll get discussed. But that would be a big blow if we're down another receiver. Sorry, guys, we're actually watching the video off Mike's phone.
Yeah, Mike, I just need you to send me that, Joe. I can't see.
Yeah, it's hard, but I see him leaving with him.
Yeah, I see him leaving with him.
But so look, listen, on defense though. All right, so I don't know if we got our score predictions. It's only 12 o'clock, but again, let's get some score predictions in the game and let's go with that right now. So anyone of you want to go first for score predictions? I'm gonna rock with what I said in my preview. I'm not gonna change it. I still feel the same as I felt on Thursday, but if you want me to go first, since I already put mine out there, I'm not changing it. I got the Eagles winning 27-20. Still a little close. We do some good things. There's still some things we got to clean up, but we sneak out 27-20. I got Philly.
I got a feeling about this game, man. I think it's time that you put the kids to bed. You gotta put the kids to bed, man. Seriously, like it's nap time, man. I got it. I got it 30. I got it 30-14. You gotta put the kids to bed. I'm sorry. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm hoping that
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, not me.
You gotta put the kids to bed, man. Like seriously, man. I think Carson. I think he he gets it. Hopefully, Doug finally gets it. I think Zach Ertz is going to have a big game. Shout out to everybody that commented too. You already know that's the that's the giveaway this week, man. How many yards Zach Ertz? But you got to comment on the video. You only got about an hour left. But I think Zach Ertz is going to have a big game with the loss of Jalen Reagor. They don't have to try to use their new toy and try to pressure and push him in there. Go back to what we did best. I don't care if we used 12 personnel so much, but the receptions wasn't going to the tight ends. What's the point of using 12 personnel that much if the receptions is not going to the tight end? I didn't understand that, but it is what it is. So I think Zach Ertz will have a big game. I think Miles will have a big game. This team cannot stop the run. They are horrible. So I think Miles and Zach, man, I'm gonna give my stand out player later. I got Miles and Zach having a big game.
And the score is, you said 30-14, you said, right?
30-14, man. Put the kids, that's right, Joe. Put the kids to bed. Seriously, man. Stop playing with these people, man.
Go ahead, Gabe.
There's two things that bother me about this game. Number one, overhype over the performance against Cleveland. Can I just say something? Cleveland is trash. You still got beat by a trash football team, Cincinnati. Let's just call spade a spade.
Wait, what's
you
going
got beat
on?
by a bad football team. You got beat by a bad football team.
Wait, is there somebody in the chat?
What?
Is somebody in the chat talking about the Bengals?
No.
Got you fired up.
Yeah, no. This is all natural. But
I like it. This
is what I'll say. They also played good against the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They kept it close, and the Chargers are a better defense. This is a defense that can cover. It's a defense that can rush the passer, right? There's a part of me that wants to go just like Reese and say, you know what? The one thing I can say about Jim Schwartz is, if you're a rookie quarterback, good luck. He's coming for you. People say he doesn't blitz. He does when it's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
He has
That's
done that.
about the only time. Yeah, but you're right. Yeah. He has a track record of that.
So I think they're going to try to speed Joe Burrow up. I think Joe Burrow is a better talent than a lot of people thought, including me. That's the problem. Can he beat it? But I'll say this. I honestly, I feel like it's going to be a 27-13 Eagles win. That's what I think it's going to be. I think that there'll be some momentum, and I think that Cincinnati might even look good early, and then I think Jim is going to unleash. He's going to unleash blitzes. He's going to start mixing coverages. He's going to do the things that will confuse a rookie quarterback. I think he gets a little conservative when he's playing the veterans just because he knows it's a little harder to fool those veterans. And if you know what I mean, if you don't get that coverage in the right spot, they're going to eat you alive. But with a rookie, it's different, man. I think they're going to try to speed Burrow up. I think they are going to try to do some disguise coverage stuff to him. And it's going to be a matter of how Burrow responds to it. I think Jim Schwartz is going to get the better of him. Turn my hat backwards for Carson. All right, man.
What happened with that?
Did you see that, Gacy? Did you see
Yeah, bro, why was that even reported? Like, why is that even
happened? What happened?
So look, Colin Cowherd was like this. He was like this. This is my signature hat, but he puts it on frontwards and he's like this. He's all like, he was talking about Carson Wentz and why he's playing bad. And Colin Cowherd is a pretty big Carson supporter normally. So he is. So he goes and he has his hat like this and he goes, "Hi, I'm wanting to open a bank account in the Bank of America. I'm Carson Wentz. This is how you want your franchise quarterback to act, not this." And he turned his hat backward. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm drinking some beers and we're gonna." And he's acting like that because Carson Wentz last press conference had his hat backwards like this. And so,
wow, really?
But Twitter's blowing up because Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan. I mean, they just been throwing out pictures of people taking things like this. Why is I understand criticize Carson Wentz for 4 interceptions, 20 off-target throws, but why are you trying to dig deeper? Like, relax, Colin.
First of all, it's a pandemic. It's not a real press conference. It's a freaking Zoom thing. Ain't no. These are not press conferences. Like you call them pressers, whatever you want. These are not press conferences. A conference is when you can call phone conference, whatever. But this is not really a press conference, man. That's
Correct.
number one. Number two, I'm glad Carson Wentz ain't black, because that would have went crazy. If Carson Wentz was black, that would have went crazy, yo. Like. But he's still tripping. Like, kind of, and like you said, I got some stats from him about Carson that I didn't even know. You know what I mean? So, man,
what I don't get,
I kept hearing. I thought he was talking about. Somebody said he was talking about Joe Burrow had being backwards, but he was talking about Carson the whole time. Okay.
What I don't get is this. Okay, if you want to criticize Wentz's leadership, I think you can. Right? I do think that there is something to. There's a reason why he goes to the bench by himself. Right? Quarterbacks do that from time to time. They do have to talk to the coaching staff in their ear. They do have to look at the plays. But there's also a time and place where you should be trying to rally the team too. Like, you got to balance it a little bit. Now, it could just be the camera angles don't show that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone kind of got an agenda there. But
that's what I wanted to say. To say.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I think it was Nina. I think it was Nina. I think it was in Mike, one of Mike's live. I seen Nina comment. Shout out to her. I think she's still in here. She had said something about she heard Carson's mic'd up, and he's not a leader because of the mic'd up. But we like that. You only getting 20% of the story. You got to understand that mic'd up. They shape the narrative. Yeah. They edit and take out things. It's not like he's on. All right, play this, play that. No, when they sign that contract, they get to do what they want with that audio. They're not going to put nothing in there that he says crazy, like cuss words, and even if they do, they're going to blank it out. But at the same time, you got to understand, like, you're not getting the full thing, and I need people to understand that's the same thing with these camera things. Because I felt, I fell to it too. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, Doug, why you don't talk to Carson after they always put Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes talking together after, but that's the narrative that they want to show everybody. The TV is always going to give you the narrative that they want to show. What do they want to show right now? That Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson ain't on the same level. They're not. He doesn't listen to him. It's been reports he don't listen to him. It's been reports he only listened to John DeFilippo. It's all these reports that Carson Wentz is stubborn and all this and all that. So what is the national TV people going to do? They're going to make sure they get Carson Wentz over there by himself. Look at him; he's not a leader. They're not going to give you the good moments. So I just need everybody to be careful when you watch these TV. Media always tries to change the narrative and flip it to where as though they're going to make money.
There's not a controversy. There's nothing to report.
Exactly.
that's the thing.
Well, what happened? What you say?
I said if there's not a controversy, then there's really nothing for them to report.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's how they make money. Yeah. That's how they make money.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they're blowing this crap up. I think some of them, you know what I'm saying, that they have to give the shock value to draw the ratings. It's not like they're out here with $100 green screen setup. You know what I mean? Like, they're in a studio office with a lot of overhead where they have to justify their spot on television. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more pressure to that. And I think that sometimes they generate controversy when there is no controversy to be had because they need the ratings. I mean, I definitely think there are some people who just don't get it, that they're trying to stir the pot. And sometimes, like, it's ridiculous. Like I said, if you want to criticize him for not maybe rallying the troops sometimes, cool. That doesn't mean that he's a bad leader. It just means he's got to be better with the awareness of the games and getting involved and getting the guys up. Like, I think they're making too much out of, like, oh, if he just goes to the bench and no one talks to him. Bro, have any of these people ever played quarterback when you miss a throw and you're not playing well? They're not exactly the people you want to talk to, man. You tend to get a little in your own head. You tend to be a little angry at that moment. You tend to be in your head a little bit. I think what's happening more than anything is we're seeing the pressure come down on him because of everything that's happened in the offseason. And people can say what they want to. Jalen Hurts isn't ready yet. He's not, guys. I'm telling you, someone who knows that position, Jalen Hurts
I
is
don't even
far
know why
away
you. I
from
don't
being
even know
ready
why
to
you
be a
open that
quarterback.
can of words. I don't
But
even know
it's
why you open
affecting
that can of
Carson.
words, man.
Yeah, I feel like Carson took that on his shoulders and said, "Oh, you want to go get a second round pick? Okay, watch." But he's doing too much now. Now his footwork's slipping. Now he's making really bad decisions that he doesn't normally make. He doesn't normally, like, one of the major criticism we had is like, dude, give a receiver a chance sometimes. Now we're like, yo, stop. Like, what are you doing? Pick your time, pick your poison, pick your place. Pick when you're going to do this. You can't just do it almost every down. I almost feel like Carson can't win it. I feel like there's no way to win, Reese. I don't think he can win. Like, no matter what he does, like, even I said it. He balls out against the Bengals. In the back of my mind, I'm going to say, okay, that's not a good football team. I need to see 3 or 4 games from you, man.
Or if he has a Miami game.
Huh?
Or if he has a Miami game where he drops 35, but the Bengals drop 38 for the simple fact our defense is just trash. You know, he can have a Miami's Dolphin game at the end of the season last year where everybody wrote him off for that, where he threw for 3 touchdowns, 275, no interceptions, and looked good, but we lost in a losing fashion because nobody could stop Devontae Parker. So Miami Dolphin games still puts us at 0-3. He looks good, but we're still 0-3. What goes on? The defense will get bashed, but when it all said and done, the media is still going to spin it to Carson and Doug. The defense can allow 40, and what the media is going to say, well, why didn't Doug and Carson score 41? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to everybody who said that JJ Arcega-Whiteside is active. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but at least it might not be what Fresh said. So shout out to him for that possibly. And if it is some family news, maybe that gives him that extra to come out and ball out, and then he just takes that the right way the rest of the season. I'm not coming out and saying I would like that to happen because I don't want to wish no bad news on anybody. But
real fast on JJ though. Real fast on JJ, man. What are you supposed to do with 2 targets in 2 games? Is that his fault?
Depends.
Or is it the coach's fault? Everybody wants to get on JJ, and I read the chat. I finally learned how to get the comments up here. I ain't know I could have them up here. Now I got the comments up here. I finally get to start reading these songs, and I'm seeing a whole bunch of JJ's a bust, JJ's trash. Now you can have your narrative. You can have, you can have if that's how you feel. My thing is, if Deshaun Jackson goes into a game and only gets targeted 2 times. If any wide receiver in the league only gets targeted 2 times in 2 games, are you going to say that they're trash? Or are you going to say that either the quarterback is not doing his job or the coaching staff are not doing his job to get this guy open? It's got to be a blend. It can't just be all JJ, man.
But look, you can say it a lot of things. You can say it as Deshaun Jackson's drawing a number 1 corner. You can say it that the quarterback's not targeting him. You can say that he's not getting open. So there's many things that go into it, and the real only answer is to go back and look at the film. And let's just go last year, for example. Last year, he didn't get targeted much either, but he was running wrong routes. He was not even beating out guys like Matt Collins. He was doing a lot. So that could be coaching staff evaluation, or it could be, but at the end of the day, Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, and what's the guy from the Slayton from the Giants? All were drafted after him. Slayton,
but he's here now. All right, I get that. That hurts. That's cool. But he's here now. We're talking about the guy that we got. Like, my thing is, with the good and bad, most of us, I ain't gonna say all of us, a lot of people talking this Jalen Hurts stuff. But most of us, we rocking with Carson. That's our quarterback. It's the same with our receiver, man. This is our receiver. This is who we got. We don't got no Metcalf. We don't got none of them dudes. We got him. So, like you said, yes, you have to look at tape and see what the hell is going on. And I'm a firm believer it ain't just JJ's fault. Because I seen him make spectacular plays. And I'm not talking about in the preseason, like the video I put up with him making all them catches and all that. I'm talking about in the Dallas game last year. I seen him make some good catches. And it can't just be a flash in the pan type of one game. No, man. I see that this dude got talent. I don't know if they don't know how to use him or what the case may be.
Well,
But you got to give me more targets in 2 games, man. You got to.
You got to get open too.
I mean, the problem with JJ is that
but he's not that guy, though.
We can only really name 2 or 3 real.
Even Alshon is a guy who
real decent catches over a 16 game. You know what I'm saying? Span. Like, that's not enough, man. And I can name about 15 routes he ran wrong. That's the issue. It's the balance of that.
It's now, the confidence of the coaching staff.
But he's not. You didn't draft. You didn't draft him to be a route runner. If you did, you're a damn fool. Because if you look at college, then what did you draft him for? You drafted him to try to mold him to run routes, but he's not a route runner. There's 2 different things, Gate City. You know that. You know it's a guy that can. All right, he can run a fly route. He can run a post route. He can run it in and out. But he's not a route runner. That's something different.
Contested catches in college are different than contested catches in the NFL. I just want to say that, though. Contested catches in college are a lot different than contested catches in the NFL. And what I'm saying is, just because you're a contested catch guy, let's go to the best guy, Megatron. Let's go to Alshon Jeffrey's first year. He's a guy who's not going to really beat you in speed and get wide open, but he still he uses his body for leverage.
Body positioning.
JJ even do that.
All right, so can I ask you a question? If he comes out this game, get 8 targets, 6 he gets 8 targets, 6 receptions for 75 yards and a touchdown. We still gonna say garbage?
I'm gonna say promising sign.
But listen, you're already at the 2 games. You already to say garbage. Like, come on, man. Like,
it's not 2 games. It's 18 games.
To me, I'm looking at the coaching. I'm looking at the coaching. You drafted this guy because he's a 50-50 guy. He's not a route runner. Use him to where as though he can be utilized the most. And I see that. Through the whole. Through the whole NFL.
Fresh,
guys are being used to why they're being drafted. You do not see that.
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask you a question. Okay, this is the way I look at it. We can make all the excuses in the world for JJ, and maybe he balls today, and that's what I want to see from the young man. John Hightower had hands of stone out there week 1. But I will say this. John Hightower separated. He beat corners. JJ hasn't done that through 18 games.
Here's my thing. Let me just say this one thing. JJ Arcega-Whiteside is a Philadelphia Eagle. And in any video you ever see me do, I never came out and say he's straight garbage. What I did say is this. I made a video saying how he tailed off and how I think he could be better in 2020. Now, here's the thing. In 2020, he only had certain targets. He's not getting the respect. But that's also, listen, we can only see what the coaches allow. And we know we're not the best evaluators, but there's a reason why John Hightower somehow got more snaps than him week 1. So what I'm saying is, if we're going to give JJ the benefit of the doubt, then we really got to really say, well, Doug Peterson has to be fired because he's part of the reason why JJ.
I'm not. Hold on, Mike.
Let me finish. What I'm saying is, you said JJ has 2 targets and he only played how many snaps? I had the number in my head like a couple days ago because I was talking about it with somebody else.
He played 50. He played 57 in the first game and he played like 61 in the second game. I don't know exactly how many snaps it is.
So then it's either, again, Doug Peterson put John Hightower in spots over him. That's Doug's decision. And Carson Wentz is not throwing to him. That's Carson's decision. So we're either questioning Carson and Doug or JJ's not doing what he needs to do. And regardless, I would love to see JJ ball out. And I've never been a guy who said, listen, I got yelled at on LB stream in the offseason. I said, there's no way you can cut JJ Arcega-Whiteside even this year. He has to get 1 or 2 years in a system. So I've been an advocator for him. But so far through this thing, I'm not seeing nothing where I'm going to hold my breath. And so my question to you is this. Do you think JJ Arcega-Whiteside is the second best receiver on our team?
What does that have to do with anything? Of course he's not. What does that have to do with anything? What I'm saying, hold on, real fast. Hey, Chris Ward, I'm not making excuses. I'm spitting facts. What I'm saying is facts. When you look at how this organization and how these coaches are using their player, they're not using to their best ability. You're using Greg Ward on the screen instead of dudes like Rhaegar and Hightower. You're using Hightower and Rhaegar with comeback route. I ain't spitting facts. I'm not making excuses. When you look at J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, why is he not running back shoulder plays in the end zone. You know that he's not a route runner. So you put this guy in better predicaments. And then you just brought up, Mike, real fast. You said something about Hightower getting separation but not dropping the ball. What is that getting me? What's that getting me? 4th and 3? What's that getting me? You know what I mean? So I feel as though JJ got some good hands. Ever since he dropped that ball in Detroit last year, everybody been off on the dude. Everybody just oh man, he dropped one ball. Pause. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He dropped one football. But when you look at it, man, I think he has sure hands. Mm-hmm. I've seen this guy make some spectacular plays, and I think that if you put him in a better predicament, better coaching, you will see this guy do, because we want to talk about all these dudes that we don't got, right? Say we got Metcalf. Are you going to use him the right way? That's my thing. Because sometimes it can't just be this guy is trash. Sometimes it got to be this guy's not getting the right coaching. Because I'm saying the same thing about Carson Wentz. He's not getting the right coaching. It's being beaten Carson Wentz's head. You need to do this. You need to do that. So much that when he goes out there, he tries to do it and he just forgets everything else. Maybe the same thing. Go ahead.
So there's a lot going on here, Fresh. So to begin with, a lot of guys are chiming in that he was hurt. Cry me a river. Everyone gets hurt in the course of an NFL season. Not an excuse. Doesn't excuse how bad he was of a route runner. Not being able to do switch routes, running into your offensive tackles. Like, come on, man. That doesn't excuse it. I don't even want to hear that. That's nonsense. Number 2 with JJ is, to Fresh's point, he did not have coaching last year. Like, Carson Walsh was trash. If you're going to say anyone's trash, Carson Walsh was straight trash. I called him out for it. Clearly, our coaching staff recognized it. You had Doug out there. You had Groh out there. You had your backup quarterback out there with him, right? And your head coach working with the receivers last year down the stretch because Carson Walsh was so bad at what he does. Not trying to knock the guy, but I mean, it's truthful. The problem is this, man. I like JJ in terms of like the physical attributes, the size, all that kind of stuff. But for some weird reason, man, he is not getting through 18 games how to run certain routes correctly. Okay. Now we can say it's only 2 games in, and that, hey, it's a work in progress. So if he had trash coaching last year, maybe now he's got more adequate coaching. He's got a guy that's been in the league, a guy that's been coaching receivers. He knows what he's doing. Give it some time and we'll see what JJ does. I think the short answer to your question, Reese, is you have to get JJ involved early. That's how you judge it.
But you seen the Dallas game last year, and that's and it might just be me, but that's what I'm holding my head on. I seen this guy make contested catches, and I feel as though that's what you brought him here for. You brought him to be the replacement to Alshon Jeffrey. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to talk about this Aguilar. No, he's not here for Aguilar. He's here to replace Alshon Jeffrey. And who knows if it's a year or a 2-year process. But I'm just saying, if you want to say, all right, the kid is not who we think he is or who we wanted him to be right now, cool. But just to say, only reason I'm snapping like this because I keep seeing comments of people saying he's trash, he's garbage, he's this and he's that.
Fresh.
We don't know that yet.
Fresh.
We don't.
It's Philly. If a player does bad one game, we're already ready to do that. We just got to take down the chin. Let me say this, though. Again, us as content creators, we never really bash JJ the way other people do, and I'll take it. Am I holding my breath? No. So what I'm asking you is, I understand why you're defending him, but can you honestly say, if you know he's your second best, your second guy on the depth chart, do you feel comfortable going in that game at this point in time, knowing that he's the second receiver on the depth chart? Do you feel comfortable? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the second receiver when we went on that little run, wasn't he? He was on that field, right?
Yeah, but Greg Ward got a lot more targets than him, and who's played half.
That's one receiver. You said second. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside was the second receiver when we went on that run. Yes or no?
Correct. And I didn't feel comfortable almost each game how we were on the edge of our seat.
Well, we still won. We still won.
Yes, and I credit the team for winning. However, I said, do you feel comfortable going in with JJ as your number 2? That's all I'm asking.
I don't feel comfortable on how to. No, you want to lie? Because I don't feel comfortable how to utilize it. I feel as though you should never ever, especially in the first year of when you break down tape of this guy, he was never a route runner. You should never run a crossing route with him and Dallas. He got Dallas Goedert damn near off his route. The reason that was such a spectacular play in the Dallas game is because they ran into each other. Dallas Goedert had to hurry up and go catch the ball. The ball was on point. It made Carson Wentz throw look. It made the catch look way better than how it should have been. But it should have never been J.J. Arcega-Whiteside running a crossing route ever. Not yet. He's not there.
Yeah, but big body receivers can run.
What I'm saying is, when we talk about hands, I feel as though you can utilize his hands. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, all right, look, I'm not even going to say this person's name because any grown man that keeps capitalizing every other word, dude, grow up. Secondly, what you're describing is Alshon Jeffrey, you moron. He's not here to replace Alshon. He's a red zone and possession target. What do you think Alshon is, you numbnuts?
Listen, let's just say this. Let's just say this. Hey, fresh. Let's just say this. Look, I'm going to end it with this. Look, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside comes out and balls out today. It's great. But what I'm saying is, like, we've been doing this for a long time between me, you, and Gate City. And this is the biggest you ever advocated for him. And so I'm not saying you're 100% on the side of JJ.
Because you want to know why? You want to know why? I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. I have not broke down tape like I've been doing this last month. I've really been like, y'all know I drive a lot. So while I'm parked up, I'm in my phone watching tape. I'm breaking down stuff. I'm listening to other people. You know what I mean? Say this and say that. Then I'm making my own. I'm looking at what I'm looking at. And this coaching is not good. And then when you turn around and you look at even the bad teams, you look at every other team. You see who's flying open. You see people it's like nobody can get open on our squad. That can't be the players. That can't be all the players. It got to be the coaching. It got to be the scheme. Come on, man. It's not just the players. That's all I'm trying to say.
I agree. Listen, I want to say this with you. Look, the coaching, the play calling has not been great. We're making Deshaun Jackson look a little oldish, looking like after he's really not getting involved. He didn't have even a catch the first half of the Rams game. We got him involved in the second half.
What are you talking about? This is, first of all, it's the second year. What are you talking about, Victory? No, Victory talking about, he's talking about 3 years on a crossing route. First of all, this is his second year. That's number one. Like, you come at me correct. Number two, it's not about learning the route. It's about footwork. It's not about actually learning the route. You can look at paper and be like, oh, all right, I'm supposed to cut in at 7. It's about your footwork, your placement of your footwork. I don't know if you ever played football.
Your body leverage.
And I ain't trying to come at you, but I played, and I know what it's about. It's not about them X's and O's that you're looking at, that I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about when you place your cleats in the ground, and you got to turn your hips, and you got to turn your ankles with your hips. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody can't do that the same, because if they did, everybody would be in the NFL. Go ahead, man.
Well, look, I just want to say this at the end of the day. Look, listen. Bad coaching staff, good coaching staff, bad play, good play. Sometimes our plays look stale. Sometimes they look like it is what it is. I want to say this, though. Greg Ward Jr. had limited time, and he was able to outperform J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in his limited time. They're two different style receivers. I understand that. Maybe we fit better the smaller slot receivers than we do the big X's, and that is coaching. They got to get better at that. I agree 100%. But I also want to say this. Carson Wentz threw that interception to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside late. JJ had a step. He was late throwing the ball. It was first down. You don't throw that ball when you have momentum on first down. Brett Favre.
You don't throw the ball, Mike. I agree with you. You don't throw the ball. And JJ did have a step, but JJ also took the wrong cut on the route.
Correct. That's what I'm going to say. Listen. So what I want to say is this. Listen, I want to say this. That
he should have threw it out. He should have threw it earlier, too.
Correct. Yeah. So listen, the first thing was Carson Wentz threw that ball late. Second of all, if you have an arm like Carson and Brett Favre and you're a gunslinger, you take them risks on third down, not first down. So you got to know what down you're on, which is first. You got to do it before that. So he was late. But if that's Alshon Jeffrey, that's probably an incomplete pass because he doesn't, again, instead of staying on his angle, he tails off and it's like, I'm just going to be pretty relaxed and let the ball come to me, which allows the guy to die for it. If that's Alshon, that ball's probably deflected. It's still a horrible decision, but it's not an interception. And so right there is where I'm like, JJ, you got to be a little bit better. And it is what it is, though. But He's our receiver.
Hey, Mike, real fast, can you bring up and Gates? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get this out the way, and I'm gonna let you go.
You're
I know
good,
you. I know you trying to go. Can you bring up Let's Go Birds HD 1231?
I missed it. Where we at?
Well, you can read it.
Okay, fresh in the receiver. It's not about footwork. It's about mechanics. Reading the defense and wideout has to read coverages too.
Hey,
Yeah,
Let's Go Birds. Let me tell you something. I respect you. You always come to the page. I respect you always in a line. But you're wrong. What do you think footwork is? Footwork is mechanics. When you look at it, that's really all it that's really the most important thing on a receiver is their footwork other than their hands. The footwork, the footwork attaches to your hip work. The footwork attaches to how your ankles turn. The footwork attaches to how you turn around to get the placement of your body to get to the ball. That's all footwork. Because without footwork, you can have your foot turning left. You can't turn your body right to go catch a ball.
Yeah. Listen,
unless you Gumby yourself. I don't know who the hell else. I don't know who the hell else can do that. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, I get what you're trying to say, but you're wrong. You're wrong because when you look at footwork, it is your mechanics. That is the second most important thing on a receiver, other than his hands. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I agree, but I was gonna get to this. Be More Philly said Greg Ward has 3 years, so how was his time limited in Philly, Mike? I said limited time last year. Greg Ward got called up halfway throughout the season and end up having more catches, the same amount of touchdown, and a little bit more yards than JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Listen, I know you advocate for JJ, and I've never been a guy to straight say get rid of him. I've argued on LB's channel for him. I've argued with Philly 500 with him. I've argued on my own thing. I made a video saying this is why I believe he could be better. But he did. He's still doing things by tailing off the route, not following through. Again, there goes my green screen. As Gate City would say, I mean, as Philly Press said, footwork is important.
Good, Mike. The house falling down, bro.
Yo, everything's just going down. But listen, with all that being said, it's 12:30. We got to get ready to go. We got our closing thoughts.
Yeah, we gotta give our you already know.
Let me say one more thing on JJ, guys.
See what JJ did?
We need JJ to develop, but there is something fact over fiction is saying I think is an important point. I think what hurts JJ more than anything is the first 10 yards, which is basically saying it's his release off the line of scrimmage. It's basically what he's saying. It's that release off the line of scrimmage. And if he can't win off the line of scrimmage, it's going to be hard. Now, there's still ways of scheming him open. You know what I'm saying? You can do things like comeback routes. You lose off the line of scrimmage, that's fine. Sink your hips correctly and get back on a comeback route.
Or back shoulder throws.
Yeah, exactly. Back shoulder, something like that. A fade on the back shoulder. Now, I think what has to happen, though, Reese, to be honest, is they have to get him involved early, get him comfortable, and then once there's some comfort level between Carson and between JJ, then you could see, then you could push the issue, right? You can push the issue more. You can see if he has anything in the tank. We need him. I'm not going to lie. If Hightower or JJ can't fill that position of the X receiver, we're really in trouble until Alshon gets back, man. You know what I'm saying? We're in trouble until Alshon is not only back, but healthy. Like, that's the other side.
What do you think about when Quez come back? You don't think Quez can be the X?
Not an X. I think Quez could be a difference maker because I think Quez underneath on those crossing routes, man, if teams start getting too scared and start playing off of us and they're trying to play back, trying to keep Deshaun Jackson in front of them, Quez Watkins could kill you underneath. Quez has got a different gear than most dudes got. Okay. But we do need JJ to step up, man. This has got to be a game. This has got to be a game where we go post game and go, man.
I want everybody to understand.
Okay,
I'm not going to apologize for my ring. But you got everything right. You got it right. I need everybody to understand real fast, though. I'm not going to apologize for my rant. I said what I said, and when I say it, I mean it. When I mean it, I say it. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: I am going to say JJ needs to play better. JJ needs to find a way to get open. But what I'm saying is even if how do we know he's open? If he's not, when you only got 2 targets in 2 games. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is it some of the coaching, which I think is mostly is, and is it the quarterback? Yeah. Or is it the coach is saying, this read here, this read here. Don't even worry about JJ over there. He's just taking up a player. You know what I mean? So that's basically what I'm saying. Because when you look at it, JJ, as tall as he is, in the hands that he got, him getting one-on-one coverage, he should still be able to get 50-50 balls. Like, come on now. Like, come on, we know this.
Well, and that's the thing is, I understand what you're saying, Fresh, which is where is he at in the progression? Where does Doug have him schemed in the game plan in those progressions for Carson? I get exactly what you're saying. Right. Obviously, we know there was one target he was supposed to have, but somehow Zach just broke away from his guy, and Carson had you can't blame him. It's a touchdown. You got to go to that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But yeah, I get what you're saying, which is like if you only get 2 targets, then to some extent there has to be an issue with the scheme. But like Mike was saying too, is that we also got to really go back on the film and study, is he gaining that set? Because I don't know, man. I haven't studied him like that from these 2 games so far because there's so much going on. You know what I'm saying? I just been focused on him. Yeah.
Let's give our standout players and get out of here, man. I got things to do, man. Game time, 20 minutes, y'all. 20 minutes. Standout player, Gate City.
JJ, no, I'm kidding. Standout player. You know what? It'd be too easy. It'll be entirely too easy to say Miles Sanders. I'm not going to do that because that's a layup. I'm going to say Carson Wentz. And I know that your veteran quarterback playing a very bad defense shouldn't be that.
You kind of cheating with that one, but okay.
All right. I'll go different. All right. Dallas Goedert. I think Dallas Goedert's the guy that could get a bigger role and a bigger this game.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike.
Bro, it's funny, that, but I'm gonna have to now give a little props to Philly Fresh. I'm gonna go JJ Arcega-Whiteside gets a touchdown. That's what I'm gonna say. Because Miles Sanders is my guy. Miles Sanders, there's no reason he shouldn't eat. No Geno Atkins, no Mike Daniels, $185 on the ground, no reason. But when I say breakout player, this is breakout for JJ Stan. I say 50 yards and a touchdown. 50 yards and a touchdown for JJ Arcega-Whiteside. And on defense, Slay gonna get a pick. First pick of the season.
Okay.
All right, my standout player real fast when we get out of here. At first I was gonna say Zach Ertz, but I don't think that's fair because that's the giveaway this week. So I'm gonna shock y'all. I'm gonna go with Deontay Burnett. I think that he's going to play a major part. I think he might not have a touchdown, but I think he's going to catch at least 7 to 8 footballs. You know what I mean? And we'll see what happens there. And on defense, I think if they call this guy up, I think, and it's crazy, B. Moore's guy, I think Bradley's going to have a field day. I think this is the perfect quarterback for a guy like Bradley, especially them both coming into the league together. You know what I mean? So they really got them college type things going on. But Bradley just got that speed, man. He got that speed. And I feel as though you can use this guy to spy on that man right there. That Mike got him in the left side or right side. But y'all see him in the background. Mr. Joe Burrows. Go ahead, Joe.
All right. And so with that being said, shout out to Be More Philly with the $4.99 super chat. He said it's funny how in the preseason when the offense isn't as complex, JJ succeed, which he did.
Neither is the defense, BMO. That's the other side to it.
Correct.
I start, man. Watch out. Just watch out, man.
But listen, 50 yards and a touchdown. We down to about 15 minutes. It took the 17 minutes of game time. Like I said, I got the score 27-20. You got it. What? Say your score again real quick for the people just jumping in.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
30-14.
And then Gate?
27-13.
There we go. I got the closest. I'll take any of yours 2 scores. That will give me more comfort. With all that being said, you guys know what time it is. Let's get a W, the first W of the season.
Stay Philly, stay fresh till next time, y'all, which should be about a couple hours. Got y'all.
Post game, guys. We'll see y'all post game. This better be a victory. This better be a victory.